Welcome back everyone to another episode with us at the Dreamers Initiative. Today we're going to be talking about Species Survival Plan Programs, also known as SSPs. Throughout this episode we're going to be diving into the ins and outs of these cooperative breeding programs across all AZA-accredited institutions. Now what I think is really cool about this episode is that not a lot of people know what SSPs are. They don't put a lot of thought into it and probably have no idea how these populations are managed across these AZA-accredited institutions. So I'll be going through this process with you. What is an SSP? What is it doing for animals in captivity and in the wild? And really touching on some of the examples of species that were saved from extinction with the help of these SSP programs. So without further ado, let's dive into SSPs. In its broadest sense, an SSP program is set to 1. Oversee the population management of a select species within AZA-accredited institutions, and 2. Enhance the overall conservation of the species in the wild. Now let me start off by saying that there are nearly 500 of these SSP programs, all of which focusing on one specific species. Most of these species are threatened, endangered, or even critically endangered. Also, each of these SSP programs are overseen by a taxon advisor group, also known as a TAG. The main focus of a TAG is to look over the conservation and sustainability of an entire taxonomic group. 43 tags, nearly 500 SSPs, and so many passionate and talented individuals coming together to work for this one collective goal of exotic animals for each species. It's so amazing the collaboration and coordination that goes on behind the scenes that people ever even know about. So what does an SSP really do? Good question. Essentially, SSPs work cooperatively with AZA-accredited institutions, working hard to make recommendations for different animals to be sent or received to and from different institutions based on, again, that breeding rec. These breeding recs, or the matches, they aren't made based off of looks, or maybe you need a baby animal for a social media stunt. No. These matches are made to ensure a healthy, genetically diverse, and demographically stable population for the long-term future. Now, as I referenced earlier in the talk, these SSPs also serve to help with wild populations, not just the ones in managed care. They do so by contributing to field conservation efforts, veterinary care for diseases, funding and conducting their own research, providing an educational opportunity for the public to see, and even their own species recovery programs. Now, while that was a list of five things, these are all broad categories that span out to different people, that fund different initiatives that are doing so much for these species and really making a big difference. And that's why we wanted to highlight them and talk about these species survival programs. They're good for animals all across the board. I think there's a lot to be said for specific programs that consist of so many different individuals, so many different personalities, people that are coming together for the sake of exotic animals. Not only for the animals, but for people. So people get to know the animals, so people get to experience them, so people get to be up close with them. It's not always feasible to be meddling in other countries' affairs. You can't always say, hey, to us these species are valuable, they're important, they're amazing, they're beautiful, whatever. We gotta keep them. We don't always have that luxury. But in these association of zoos and aquariums, across this population, these different populations, we might have the ability to increase their genetic diversity, make sure it's a healthy, demographically stable population, and that we can keep them going, those populations going for the long-term survival. I mean, in the end of the day, there's a lot we gotta fix going on in the wild, but what we can control in these institutions, we are, and we're working hard. Just like Sir David Attenborough out there, putting in the passion in the wild, showing us all these exotic animals from across the world. Thank you. But to these people as well, saving them in managed care and providing help to overall conservation in the field. Thank you too. Wow, we all got one goal here. We all got one purpose. Let's bridge the gap. Alright, so we're going to end off this week's episode with a little bit of a challenge, a little fun challenge. Say maybe your zoo or aquarium is closed down right now. Next time you go back, next time things are open, the world's a little bit back to normal, you go there and try to find a zookeeper. If you know that your zoo is getting a new male gorilla or female tiger or whatever animal it may be, ask them, is this because of the species survival program? Is this for a breeding rec? Now, they might not be able to disclose that information to you. That might be a hush-hush thing, but you will definitely catch the eyes of a zookeeper. I mean, coming from a zookeeper, if someone were to ask me that, I'd be like, yo, that's cool. I appreciate that you know that, and they'll appreciate it. So that's our challenge. Thank you guys for watching another episode. I hope you guys learned a lot. Again, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, comment. Again, we'd love to start a conversation, a discussion with you. And we're all here together. We all want to learn. Maybe you have a story that you want to share. Let us know. We're always interested in it. If you did like this video, check out our YouTube page. I'll provide a link down below. Feel free to give us a like, comment, subscribe. We'd always appreciate it. Everything helps in our ultimate goal of growing our brand, getting our voice out there, spreading our message. Thank you guys for watching. Another great episode in the books. See you next time.